Hello and welcome to all the fans and staff members who have joined us today for this celebration event. Before I get started, I just want to say I hope you're all having a great start to your new year, and I really do hope that yourselves and your families and friends are all keeping safe. Due to the situation we're in, this event, just like everything else at the moment, has to be virtual this year. So even though we can't all be in a room together, it's still important that we run this celebration event in order to show how grateful we are for you fans and all the hard work that you did in your role in September 2020. It has been a year like no other. When COVID first hit, I think some of us thought maybe by the summer we'll be back to normal. But as time went on, this idea of the fans role and the training becoming digital really did become a reality. As project manager, I wanted to make sure that the aims of the scheme were met. And that was only possible because of the fans' understanding, hard work, dedication. They really did go above and beyond to make sure that we ran a fantastic digital scheme this year. The majority of the fans, this was your first time ever doing something like this online. And I know it was a worry for some of you. However, all of you took on this challenge amazingly. New students have said, they've still felt welcome, they felt supported by their fans, and you really have been those guys that our new students have gone to in the first few weeks. When the majority of you applied, I know that you applied for a face-to-face role because that's how it was advertised in the beginning of last year. And I've got to say, no one complained when I explained the changes that we were going to make. Everyone was so willing to still take on this position. And the idea of running video calls instead of meeting your students face-to-face didn't faze anyone. Everybody was so open to it. And it's because of this openness that you guys had that this scheme has done so well this year in a digital format. You guys have gone above and beyond. Your student groups have felt supported in the first 6 weeks, and that's what we wanted. So a big round of applause to all of you. I could say a lot more, but I'm going to stop there just because we've got a lot of staff members who want to give their thanks today, and I have some fans here who want to share their experience and journey with you. So without any further ado, I would like to invite our first speaker onto the screen, Dr. Peter Bonfield, our Vice Chancellor and President of the University of Westminster. Welcome, Peter.
Great, thank you. And well, how to start? You are an amazing group of people who we are hugely indebted to, who just exemplify the compassionate, inclusive and caring ethical core values that we are here at Westminster. Some of you will have been fans before, no doubt. For some of you, it's your first time. But this year, of all years, to be a fan is just been amazing. You're fantastic. Because imagine coming to university this year for the first time. You know, the normal experience you have of bumping into people, making friends, discovering new ways, coming from other countries, coming from different backgrounds, being all together. You know, the role of the fan in helping give confidence and to introduce students into our community is really, really important and part of really caring for and ensuring our amazing students, feel comfortable and confident and happy as soon as possible. But this year, imagine coming and not having that opportunity. Imagine being in countries all around the world. I'm sure you've been a fan for students from different countries who don't know London even. To be a smiling face, somebody that listens well, somebody who knows what things are like at Westminster, somebody who takes them by the hand, our students by the hand, and introduces them to others so they can make friends, build a community, build confidence, improve their happiness. This year, of all years, has been absolutely essential. So there are 141 of you. 4 of you are super fans. You are brilliant. You are amazing. The work you've done is just been so invaluable and important this year. And I can't really overdo the thanks and the praise, really. The other thing too is you're special. You're special not just because of doing this, but also it says something about every single one of you. We have 19,500 or so students here at Westminster. Everyone is an individual. Everyone has some special attributes and some hopes and some characteristics that make them distinctive. Many have all sorts of other pressures in life and they get a degree, and it's truly amazing what they do. But there's something that each of you has demonstrated where you've given. You've put your hand up, you've added whatever other pressures you have for your studies and life, you've added energy, you've volunteered, you've got involved, you've given. And you've given to people that really need it and are benefited by it and have done so well by you. And my experience is it's those people who just give that bit more that end up getting more. So for each and every one of you, I commend what you've done. You all stand out from the crowd. You've all got something distinctive and compassionate and special about you, and you're just amazing. So so huge thanks. I hope all your studying's going okay. Some of you no doubt have made friends with your students, or you're looking out for them. Please keep looking out for them. It's still an unstable situation. We're still locked down. We're still learning remotely. So there are all sorts of uncertainties and supports we all need for that. But huge thanks and all best wishes. And go Westminster fans. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter, for your lovely speech and for taking the time out to join us today. We all know how busy you are. I would like to introduce our next person, who is the lovely Caroline Lloyd, and she is the Director of Student and Academic Services. Welcome, Caroline.
Lovely, thank you. Thanks, Nima, and hello to everybody. How I wish that we were standing in a room together or in the hideaway in Regent Street. But I think, as has typified the whole of the fans programme this year, we're making this work, and that's just fantastic. And it's really great to just be able to connect with you in this way. So Peter has really summed up, I think, how appreciative and how much the work you do is recognised, and I really want to underline that. And I think also to just say a little bit about the fact that this is a joint university and student union project and how important that is. It's one of the examples of how the university and the student union work together so closely to support our students, and that you have been part of that, and you have been part of that in such an incredible and unprecedented has become an overused term, hasn't it? But it is unprecedented times that we are in, and that you have really risen to that occasion. Nima referenced how, and I guess it's probably about this time last year or so, and we're starting to think about what the programme is going to look like for September 2020 as it was then, and Nima's thinking about how that's going to work and advertising it as a face-to-face role, and then gradually we're realising that there's something going on and we're entering a pandemic. But really, as Nima said, none of us thought that it would last for as long as it has. I think, and I was certainly one of them, someone who thought, we will be back on site, we'll be able to do at least a mix of face-to-face, and it gradually became clear that that just wasn't going to be possible and wasn't safe to do that for anybody. And so again, all of you really ran with that, and I know that lots of you came up with creative ideas and ways to think about connecting with your students and supporting your students. And the feedback that we get from students is just so great around the fans. They really do appreciate that. And also our academic colleagues, your course leaders, the tutors, they know what a difference you make to the students' experience at Westminster, and how in a year like we're having, arriving virtually to somewhere like the University of Westminster, and having this group of fans, this group of really dedicated and amazing people that is you, to guide them and to support them. And for the first time we extended that, and we extended the role to 6 weeks, out of recognition really that it was going to be challenging for students. And again, all of you just took that in your stride. I know that you kept in contact after the initial 2 weeks. You kept in contact with your students every week, and that's really fantastic. And I know that some of you, many of you, are continuing to do that. So it's an enormous thank you from me, on behalf of many of the people in my team, who really benefit from all the work that you do, because it helps students find their services and their resources. I do also want to say a particular thank you to Nima, who always does an amazing job, but my goodness, to pivot it in this year, what an undertaking and what an achievement. So thank you so much, Nima. And also to my colleague Aitor, who probably none of you have had contact with, but Aitor kind of does the stuff behind the scenes, keeps things on track with the money, and we needed to repurpose and do things differently this year, and that all went very smoothly as well. So it is very much a team effort, it's a collaborative effort, but you are the stars of the show, and I truly can't thank you enough for all that you've done to make our students so welcome and so at home at Westminster. So thank you.
Thank you, Caroline, for those lovely words. I really do hope you guys can see how important your role is throughout, the whole of the university. As Caroline said, you guys also represent the Students' Union, and UWSU really appreciate all fans do. I know you guys didn't get really a chance to spend face-to-face time with your sabbatical officers this year, which fans normally do, but thank you so much for promoting the sabbatical team to your students. It's really with great pleasure that I'd like to introduce you to Michael Wigg, who is the CEO of the Students' Union, to say a few words.
Hello everyone and good afternoon. I'm delighted to be here, and I just wanted to firstly say a huge thank you to you all for how flexible and dedicated you've been to supporting our members this year. You really are the backbone of the student induction at the University of Westminster, and are the difference that it makes to students to keep them at university and get the best experience they can from their university experience. What I know for a fact is from the feedback that we've got from students and your tutors, just what a brilliant job you've done this year in very, very difficult circumstances. And we know from what students have said about you and the role that you've done, that you've made a huge difference in helping new students at Westminster to get them on that journey and to get them inducted into the Westminster way and feel very supportive with a community of students around them. Also, personally yourself, you've made yourself more employable. Please do reflect on that and think about the skills and knowledge that you develop from becoming the fan, and make sure you use that in your future career and your future endeavours, because the skills that you've displayed and the impact that you've had on individuals' lives, that is something to be truly proud of and use when you go through to your later career, whenever that may be. We in the SU are hugely in debt for you, for all the signposting that you do, for all the awareness that you give in helping our students engage and understand the support mechanisms that the Student Union has in place for its members. And without you, we wouldn't see the number of members that we have from our sports clubs, our societies, or the students getting one-to-one support for our advice service, because you are the gatekeeper to those services and you help students understand them, navigate ways to find them and use them services. So as I said, as an SU, we are truly in your debt. Before I finish, also I wanted to say a few thank yous. Again, firstly, Nima, for all the work that she has done supporting you this year in very difficult circumstances, and for our communications team for helping Nima put this event together this evening in terms of technology and preparation. But also I want to say a huge thank you to Caroline and the rest of the university for our ongoing partnership, effective working that we do with each other, not just on this project, but on many projects and many different circumstances. And throughout the pandemic, we have worked together to do the right thing by our students and to make a difficult situation and circumstances easier for students in the best way that we can. And we always have your voice through that partnership and the access that the university give us to be able to do that. So please do, if you have any feedback, always feed that back into the union, because we do have that link and that partnership with the university to raise any feedback that you have. So finally, just from me, please keep going. Please keep going through this difficult period. Keep engaging with us. Keep engaging with our services. And I want to wish you the very best of luck for the rest of this academic year, for the rest of your time at Westminster, and also ultimately for your future career, which I know is going to be exceptional, because you are, as I said, exceptional people. So thank you.
That was lovely, Michael. Thank you. Thanks to Peter, Caroline and Michael for all their words today regarding you guys and your digital fans role. These are all the speeches we have for you today. And I'd like to now take you on to our next part of our event, which is where we're going to hear from some fans themselves and their experience and their journey that they've had this year. First, we have a couple of videos that we'd like to share with you, and then we'll go and speak to some fans.
I would like to say I really enjoyed being a fan for the University of Westminster this year. Bit disappointed that I couldn't meet them in person because of COVID. That's the reason it didn't happen. But I want to say I really enjoyed being a fan and working with my students. All of them were very interactive and engaging with me via online. They asked me all sorts of different questions, and I really enjoyed playing the icebreaker games with them. And it was really interesting what the questions they had for me, and I wish them the best of luck at the University of Westminster.
Hello, my name is Dennis Montagano, and I was a fan for the language course. And in this video, I want to share my experience and tell you why I think it was awesome. First of all, I met a lot of fantastic people that I still talk to this day. And I also had the occasion to grow as a person and develop some skills that are fundamental for life. For example, the ability to plan, to interact with different people and to solve problems on the fly. So I would definitely suggest this experience to everybody.
Thank you, Jahid and Dennis, for recording those videos and sharing your experience with us. I'm now going to pass over to Sude, who's going to tell us a little bit more about her journey as a fan.
Hello everyone, I just want to say my name is Sude Yilmaz and I am a second year BA Architecture student at Westminster. So I'll start off with how I realised what a fan was. I was first aware of the fans role in my freshers week in first year, which was when I encountered fans of my own who helped me settle into university and my degree. Having seen that the role was like during that week, I kept a note to myself without the continuing with the rest of the year. To take upon the role if I ever got the chance. I am personally someone who likes to meet and interact with people, and since the role encompassed socializing with people, I thought it would be perfect. And then the pandemic hit during the applications process of becoming a fan, which later on affected the training. The training was definitely something new to both us as trainees and the university because of the pandemic, yet I was able to improve my skills so much. Even simple things like icebreakers became even more important because we had to set the foundations for these students, and it was more or less the only connection during these weeks for these students and the university to connect. It was through us. I was personally away during the training, so if I have to be honest, the training taking place online was a good thing and allowed me to take part in this role. Probably one of the only and very likely one of the only good things from this pandemic. My real estate students, if any of them are watching, I hope they're doing well after the fan scheme. They were definitely an enthusiastic bunch who complied with the minimal and less preferred way of communicating with each other. Trying to build that rapport was much harder for a laptop screen, but I'm sure the students I was assigned gained friendships through the fan scheme. I also took a step back and realized that this isn't something that's offered everywhere. And I don't know what it would have been like for the students without the guidance we offered, especially considering the current state of the world. So through my experience, I definitely would like to take part in the fans role again. And I would also suggest anybody who is out there at Westminster to also apply for the role, because it's definitely something, like mentioned before, will help you with employability. And it's also just a fun experience. And I hope next time we can be face to face rather than on our screens. That's it from me.
Thank you, Sude. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. And I really, really do hope that you come back this year and join the scheme again. Our second fan who'd like to share their journey is Anna, and Anna studies film at our Harrow campus. Welcome, Anna.
Hello, my name is Anna Halas, and I was a fan for the first year film. And just a quick introduction why I wanted to be a fan. I had a really good experience in my first year because our fan Louis was really helped us with everything. Like, we were really lost. A lot of us were coming from other countries. We really had to settle in. And like he introduced us what to do, where to go for help, and just quick tours around campus. And I really wanted to participate in this experience because I know how it felt like to be a first year, and I wanted to just give the same as I got from my fans. So that's why I joined this scheme. And like, obviously, I expected to be in person, even though when the application was going on in March, we thought that it will be over by September, but it wasn't. So we had to like do a plan B for working online. And I had a chance working with another fan, Jade, and huge thanks to you, Jade, for like working together, because it was like I expected to be 60 people around in our group, but it was 80, and this was kind of overwhelming. And it was amazing to like work together and plan these phone calls. And yes, during the Freshers Week, we did phone calls where we just talked with the students and like introducing them to the Blackboard and library and resources and everything. But it was like a genuine talk. So it was just like a usual Teams, like friendly. It wasn't organized that much. So that's how I became friends with them. And like the last day, it was just free talks and I helped them with everything through WhatsApp as well. And in conclusion, I am in a good relationship and friends with some of my students. And I learned a lot from this friends experience. I learned about collaboration, organization. I enhanced my communication skills. I learned problem solving, signposting, and I'm really grateful that my students are still reaching out to me if they are facing problems, because it's also like good for me if I can help them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna. It's really lovely to hear that you've taken so much away from this experience and gained so much, skill. So, and I hope, all the fans that are watching, I hope you feel the same way as Anna. I'm not sure if you remember, fans, but sort of back in October, November time, I asked if I could get some feedback from you, and a lot of you filled out our questionnaire. And I really just wanted to share some of the positive messages that came out of that feedback. First was, around the online training, and I'm glad to say that everybody that filled out our questionnaire said that they were really happy with the online training that we ran. I know it's the first time that a lot of you had ever kind of taken part in any form of online training, so it's brilliant to hear that you had such a positive experience. 57% of you said you were very satisfied, and 43% of you said you were satisfied with the training, which meant that no one was dissatisfied, which is absolutely amazing. Hopefully doing our training has given you the confidence to engage in other things that are online in the future, and you won't worry about taking part in other things if they are online. I personally want to take this time to thank you guys for being so engaging at the training, because it made my experience a lot easier. Adapting the fans training to an online version was a challenge in itself. So just thank you so much for being an amazing group to virtually train. It's the first time I've done training in a virtual setting, and I will never ever forget the experience, because you guys honestly made it so easy for me. I'm pleased to say 100% of you said that the training topics we covered were helpful for your role, and 100% of you said you enjoyed your role. So that makes me really, really happy. Across all our campuses, there was a common theme that came up, and that was that the top question that you guys got from your students was to do with timetables. So is that a surprise or not? I don't know. And another common theme that ran through all the fans throughout the campuses was that the most popular call, video call that you guys ran was Blackboard. And to be honest, there's no surprise there. considering that, you know, all lectures were going to be online, all activities were going to take place online, I can understand why students were probably eager to join that call with you. And it really does show the importance of your role, especially this year, because without your guidance from a student perspective, then students may have found it really difficult to kind of get their head around Blackboard. And I think when things do come from a student perspective, it does make it a little bit easier to understand. So we're very, very, very well done to you guys. We did do some feedback with our new students, and 89% of our students said that their fans helped with questions and concerns. So thank you for being so available to your students for them first 6 weeks. Every video call, every email you sent, and every WhatsApp message that you sent made a difference to our students. I've actually got a couple of quotes that I'd like to share with you from our new students. One of them said, "I found my fans very helpful, as it was nice to speak to a current student about university life. They answered all my questions, and my fan was very helpful and made the process a lot easier. I found the experience incredibly welcoming." Also, thank you to our course leaders for the assistance that you gave to the fans. Those of you that gave us some feedback, 94% of you said that you were either satisfied or very satisfied with your fans. So that's great as well. You know, fans, I want to thank you on behalf of the course leaders for the support that you gave them for their orientation sessions as well. I also have some quotes from some course leaders that I'd like to share. One of our course leaders said, "As well as running a daily question and answer session, fans also took part in group sessions with staff and new students. Staff have commented that it was really useful to have fans at these sessions, and they were great with our new students. Our fans have been doing a great job. They really helped new students settle in. They demonstrated Blackboard, explained how various systems worked, and generally reassured the students. Many of them have commented on how useful it was to have fans explain things for them." Unfortunately, I can't go through all the quotes I've had so many. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who shared feedback with us and shared their quotes with us. So guys, it's coming up to the end of our celebration event. I just want to say thank you once again to the fans of 2020. Without you, your students really would not have an opportunity to have connected with each other during this pandemic. Students have been able to get to know each other. So even though they're not in a lecture room together, they've still managed to sort of interact with other students on their course. And that is really because of, you know, the WhatsApp groups that you've set up and keeping that communication and running those icebreaker games with your students. Before I go, I just want to echo a few things that have been said. So myself and the steering group would like to say thank you to the course leaders, all the staff within the university, and all the staff within the Students' Union who have helped with any aspect with the fan scheme, and of course our wonderful super fans. I haven't forgot you guys. You guys did a great job in making sure that the fans felt supported. So with the help of all of you, you know, we are very, very grateful, and your help hasn't gone unnoticed. Fans, it's not the end of me, I'm sorry to say, but you will still be hearing from me. I will keep in touch. Very soon you'll be hearing from me to find out if any of you would like to rejoin the scheme this year. And I just want to say that your certificates are on their way. You'll be getting them on email this year in a digital format. So please look out for your certificates and do use them in your portfolios. And, you know, please do talk about your fans' role in interviews and jobs, and put it on your CV, because you have got some real key transferable skills. And also just to say, the employability team are working on getting your points awarded to you as well. Fans, also a quick reminder that at 5:30 today there is a Zoom quiz. It's just a bit of fun, a bit of interaction for you guys to have a bit of a laugh together. So if you are free, do join that. I have sent the link on your Westminster email. So once again, thank you everyone who has joined today. I really do hope you have a lovely evening. Stay safe, take care, and bye for now.